Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about root canal irrigants. So this is this second part of the root canal irrigants, and in last lecture I have discussed the basic concepts of the root canal therapy. So please first watch that video and then only watch this video. I have explained all the basic concepts in that video, and now I will only discuss about the different types of irrigants, medicaments, obturating material, and root canal sealers. So I will not explain that part in this video, so please first watch this video. I have explained there that I explained the tooth anatomy in that video, and also I have explained the uh, uh, pulp protection, and why we are doing the root canal therapy, what in which condition we have to do root canal treatment. So I have explained there, so please watch that video. So now we are going to discuss about endodontic irrigants. So what are the endodontic irrigants? So in last lecture I have told you that if the pulp is damaged or if pulp is irritated, then we have to remove the infection. If pulp is infected, then we have to remove the infection, then we have to do root canal therapy. If pulp is not infected and we have remaining dentin thickness, then we can use pulp protection step. So but if pulp is totally infected, then we have to use root canal therapy. So for the root canal treatment, different endodontic materials are there, like root canal irrigants, root canal medicament, root canal sealers, obturating material. So we have to use this endodontic materials. So now we are going to discuss about each and every type of endodontic material. So in which situation we have to use which type of material, we have to focus on this situation. So this is the infected tooth. So if tooth is infected, then we have to remove the infection. So for the removing of the infection, we can do filing. So with the help of filing, we can remove the infection. After the filing, we can clean the root canal with the help of irrigants. So for the cleaning of root canal, different endodontic irrigants are there. So in this video we are going to discuss about the endodontic irrigants. So endodontic medicaments and irrigants. Endodontic is the specialty of dentistry that manages prevention, diagnosis and treatment of dental pulp and periradicular tissues that surround the root of the tooth. The main objectives of root canal therapy are the removal of the pathologic pulp, cleaning and shaping of the root canal system, three-dimensional obturation to prevent reinfection. So main objectives of root canal therapy are removal of the pathologic pulp. Pathologic pulp means the pulp which is affected, which is infected. Then we have to remove that pathological pulp. And for cleaning and shaping of the root canal system, we are using root canal therapy, and three-dimensional obturation to prevent reinfection. So what is three-dimensional obturation? So this is the picture of the canals are filled with the gutta percha. So this is the obturation. So we will fill all the canal, we will remove the infected pulp. After that we will file the tooth, we will clean the tooth, and after that we will use obturating material to seal the canal. So for sealing of the canal, we can use obturating material. So it is the three-dimensional obturation. It is not one-dimensional obturation. So we will do three-dimensional obturation. So these are the objectives of the root canal therapy. So remember these objectives. Irrigation is an essential part of root canal debridement because it allows for cleaning beyond what might be achieved by root canal instrumentation alone. Disinfection of the root canal system is one of the primary aims of the root canal treatment. This can be achieved through the use of various antimicrobial agents in the form of irrigants only used for relatively short periods of time, and medicaments, days or several weeks. The main objectives of root canal obturation is to achieve three-dimensional well-filled root canal with fluid-tight seal. It serves to prevent percolation and micro leakage of periapical exudate into root canal space and create favorable environment for the healing process. So why we are using root canal irrigants? They have antimicrobial activity, so they will kill the microorganisms which are present in the root canal. And we will use irrigants for short period of time, and then we can use medicaments. We will fill the root canal with the medicaments, so for days or several weeks. So these medicaments also have antimicrobial activity, so they will kill the remaining microorganisms. So now we will start the root canal irrigants. So, root canal irrigants. Several irrigants and irrigant delivery systems are available, all of which behave differently and have relative advantage and disadvantages. Root canal irrigants must not only be effective for dissolution of organic portions of the dental pulp, but also effectively eliminate bacterial contamination and remove the smear layer, the organic and inorganic layer that is created on the walls of the root canal during instrumentation. So we know that why we are using root canal irrigants. We are using root canal irrigants for the cleaning of the root canal, but they have the property of dissolution. So they should dissolve all the organic and inorganic portions of the root canal. And they should effectively eliminate bacterial contamination and remove the smear layer. So what is this smear layer? So if we are filing the tooth, after the filing, due to shape of this filing instrument, there will be creation of this smear layer on the walls of the root canal. So this is the filing. So after the filing of the root canal, there will be smear layer. So to remove that smear layer, we can use endodontic irrigants. So these are the advantages of root canal irrigants. And now desirable properties. So what are the desirable properties? What are the properties which we want in the root canal irrigants? So irrigants should have a broad antimicrobial spectrum and high efficacy against anaerobic and faculty to microorganisms organized in biofilms. So they should have broad antimicrobial spectrum. So they should kill the microorganisms which are present in the canal, and they should have high efficacy against anaerobic and faculty to microorganisms organized in biofilms. Dissolve necrotic pulp tissue remnants. So if there is remaining pulp, if we have remaining pulp which is necrotic, then we have to remove that necrotic pulp, because it will irritate our tooth. It will result in the pain. So for the removal of the infection, we can use irrigants. So they should dissolve that necrotic pulp. After dissolution, the canal will be cleaned. So they should dissolve necrotic pulp tissue elements. Inactivate endotoxin. So they should inactivate endotoxin. Should be non-toxic, non-carcinogenic and non-antigenic. They should be non-toxigenic, non-carcinogenic. So they should be non-carcinogenic and non-antigenic. Should be able to disinfect and penetrate dentin and its tubule. So they should disinfect the dentin and they should penetrate the dentin and its tubules for the cleaning of the cleaning of the canal. And if any microorganism is present, then they should clean that canal. Prevent the formation of smear layer during instrumentation, or dissolve the laterals later once it has formed. So I have told you about what is the smear layer. So smear layer will result due to instrumentation. When we are filing the root canal, there will be a creation of the one layer which will be smear layer, and for the removal of smear layer, we can use endodontic irrigants. Should have adverse effect on dentin. Should not have adverse effect on dentin. Should not discolor dentin. Not irritate or damage vital periapical tissue. Should not weaken tooth structure. Should not affect the sealing ability of the filling material. So after cleaning with the irrigants, we will use medicaments, and we will use obturating material, and then we will use sealing material. So they should not affect the sealing ability of other sealers. So these are the desirable properties or ideal requirements of root canal irrigants. I will repeat it again. Irrigants should have broad antimicrobial spectrum and high efficacy against anaerobic and facultative microorganisms organized in biofilm. Dissolve necrotic pulp tissue remnants. Inactivate endotoxin. Should be non-toxic, non-carcinogenic, non-antigenic. Should be able to disinfect and penetrate dentinal tubules and its tubules. Dentin and its tubule. Prevent the formation of smear layer during instrumentation, or dissolve the later once it has formed. Should not have adverse effect on dentin. Should not discolor the dentin. Not irritate or damage vital periapical tissue. Should not weaken the tooth structure. Should not affect the sealing ability of the filling material. So these are the desirable properties. Now function of irrigant. So what is the function of irrigant? Irrigants are used to clean the root canal and are used along with shaping instrument. So I have told you that we are using irrigants for cleaning of the root canal. So they will use we will use them along with the shaping of the shaping instrument. So we will first shape the canal. We will first file it, then after we will clean it, then again we will shape it. So they are used along with shaping instrument. The functions of irrigants include raising and flushing, help to remove debris. So their function is just like water. So if you want to clean our floor, then we will clean it with the help of water. So in the same way, for the cleaning of the root canal, we will use different liquids which have antimicrobial agents, which consist of antimicrobial agents. So we will raise and flush it. So they have functions of the irrigants include raising and flushing. This will help to remove debris. Lubricant function to reduce instrument friction during preparation. So they should lubricate the root canal. So they should have lubricant function to reduce the instrument friction during preparation. So for the filing of the root canal, we are using files. So these instruments can irritate the root canal. So we don't want this irritation. So we are using irrigants. So these irrigants can lubricate the root canal. So lubricant function is also the function of root canal irrigant. Dissolve inorganic tissue like dentin. We want irrigant to penetrate into dentin. So for penetration of irrigant into dentin, this irrigant should dissolve inorganic tissue like dentin, dissolve organic matter, dentin, collagen, pulp tissue, biofilm, penetrate the peripheries of the root canal system, kill bacteria and yeast. So irrigants should have antimicrobial activities. So they should have antimicrobial function. They should penetrate the dentinal tubules, dentin. They should penetrate the inorganic tissue as well as organic tissue. They should have lubricating function, and their function is raising and flushing. So these are the functions of the irrigants. Now the classification of root canal irrigants. So classification is chemically active irritants and chemically inactive irrigants. So we have two types of irrigants: chemically active irrigants and chemically inactive irrigants. So chemically inactive irrigants are very old irrigants. They are not new, and we have new chemically active irrigants like tissue dissolving agents like sodium hypochlorite, oxidizing agent like hydrogen peroxide, sodium hydrochloride, antibacterial agents like chlorhexidine, MTAD, iodine, chelating agents like EDTA. So these are the very useful root canal irrigants, and now these are widely used root canal irrigants, and water, saline and local anesthetic solution are old root canal irrigants. So in this video we will focus on chemically active irrigants. Now chemically inactive irrigants are water, saline, local anesthetic solution. So these are the chemically inactive irrigants. So in next lecture we will discuss about each and every type of irrigant. I will revise it again. So for the cleaning of the root canal, we are using endodontic irrigants along with shaping instruments and filing instrument. So first we will file the root canal, then we will clean it with the help of liquid. We are using irrigants. So we have different types of irrigants, like chemically inactive irrigants are also there, like water, saline, local anesthetic solution. Chemically active irrigants are tissue dissolving agents like sodium hypochlorite, oxidizing agent like hydrogen peroxide, sodium hypochlorite, antimicrobial agents like chlorhexidine, MTAD, iodine, chelating agents like EDTA. So we have various root canal irrigants available in the market, so we can use any one of them. So desirable properties of the root canal irrigants are they should have broad antimicrobial spectrum activity. They should be highly efficacious against anaerobic and facultative microorganism. They should dissolve the necrotic pulp tissue elements, and they should inactivate the endotoxin. They should be non-toxic, non-chiriogenic, non-antigenic. They should be able to disinfect and penetrate the dentin and its tubules. They should prevent the formation of the smear layer during instrumentation, or dissolve the later ones if it has formed. They should not have adverse effect on any other tissue like dentin. They should not discolor the dentin. They should not irritate or damage the vital periapical tissues. They should not weaken the tooth structure. They should not affect the sealing ability of filling materials like sealers. And functions of these irrigants are raising and flushing, lubricating function. They should dissolve inorganic matter, as well as they should dissolve organic matter. They should able to penetrate the root canal system, peripheries of the root canal system. They should have antimicrobial, antibacterial activity, so they should kill bacteria, they should kill yeasts if they are present. And so this is about the functions of the irrigants. And classification of the root canal irrigants are: chemically inactive irrigants are water, saline, local anesthetic solution. Chemically active irrigants are tissue dissolving agents, oxidizing agent, antibacterial agents, and chelating agents. This is about the introduction, classification, desirable properties, function of the root canal irrigants.